Yeti Coolers machine. He will be your third Final Four driver. And last but not least, rounding out your Final Four, a lot of you might be thinking it's Stephen Black, but due to unforeseen circumstances, it is actually Derek Chaput, who was not in the session yet, but hopefully Derek will be able to make it into the session. I'm going to be your announcer for tonight and calling the action at Atman Wiesen. I am excited to be calling this one here at Phoenix Raceway. Right now, here currently in practice, we are seeing Devin Buccino as the leader with a 27.97 as his fastest time. I mean, he's absolutely dominated. He's about, say, 0.2 ahead of Cody Moore at the moment. We see Kyle Mays is currently third on the board. Colin Willems is fourth. And then Brian Nudi is fifth on the board right now. Last week's race was at Talladega Superspeedway, and it was a doozy. Brian Merle Jr., who we didn't even mention his name for a little while, showed up out of nowhere, led the final lap, and was able to take the victory and secure his spot into the Final Four. And man, he was excited about the accomplishment. I mean, if you listen, go back and listen to that interview. I mean, again, Brian was very, very excited about getting that victory, but could he potentially get 2 in a row here by getting the win here for the season finale? That will be decided. Second place was Derek Chaput, who is going to be our Final Four member. Cody Moore will be in third. Michael Lawrence will be in fourth. And Kyle Mays will be in fifth. And look at that. We see a mass of trucks going out off of the pits. Goodness gracious. I don't know if this was coordinated. Wait. Looks like they're doing like a 3-wide salute. I don't know if this is for the ending of iOS. By the way, don't shed any tears or anything, but this is the final race for the iRacing Oval Series. Intensity Broadcasting has been broadcasting iRacing Oval Series broadcast since September of last year, and here we are saying goodbye to the iRacing Oval Series of September 1 year later. Not exactly 1 year, but about 1 year later from the first broadcast of the iRacing Oval Series here on Intensity Broadcasting. I know there's a lot of emotional drivers. A ton of these drivers have met friends and have had so much fun here in this league. I know I have had fun racing on the ARCA Series and calling the Truck Series. Man, just what a ride it has been for Intensity Broadcasting and the iRacing Oval Series. And don't worry, the iRacing Oval Series will still technically exist, but it'll be under a new name with the Stock Car Sim Racing Association, which will still be broadcasted on Wednesday nights starting 2 weeks from now, I believe, after the All-Star race. But here we go. We have your drivers currently on track right now. We got Michael Lawrence getting on track. We saw Josh Hall was on track, and what a difficult track. 2 weeks ago in one of the other series that I broadcasted, they raced late models here at Phoenix, and these drivers had a very, very difficult time, and what a track Phoenix is. I mean, I believe in this race you're going to see a lot of drivers getting loose, getting squirrely, having to save it here. It definitely takes a very, very skilled driver to do well here at Phoenix Raceway. And here we see Devin Buccino, your leader in practice, who has already showed that he is a very skilled driver. I believe he is getting ready to start his first lap. No, he's the first on the board. 28.05 is his lap time. Josh Hall to second with a 28.48, about 0.4 off. Michael Provolt to third with a 28.75. See what Josh Hall can do here on his second lap. Michael Lawrence able to make it to third with a 28.59. Josh Hall needs to get 0.4 to get to Devin Buccino. No, Josh Hall does not improve in a second lap time. See Colton Kinsey currently on track right now. Let's see what lap time he is going to turn in that 4 machine solid black. Kyle Mays, one of your final 4 drivers, is looking to try to get a good starting position here. Let's see what time he is going to get. By the way, Brian Merle Jr. was able to get second on the board with a 28.37, but make that third as Kyle Mays gets to second with a 28.16 as his lap time, and that was only his first lap. He's still got 1 lap to go, and he still needs to gain a 10th to get up there to practice leader Devin Buccino. So Brian Merle Jr. is now in third with a 28.37 as his lap time. Off of 4, let's see what Kyle Mays is going to get for his lap time. He does improve to a 28.10, but he's still about 500ths off of the lead. So right now it's looking like Devin Buccino is going to be getting that pole. We see Kyle Mays slowing that truck to a halt. Or no, it looks like Kyle Mays is actually continuing to turn laps here at Phoenix, just getting a little bit of extra practice time. You can do that even after you have turned your lap times, and looks like he was actually practicing a pit stop, which there is definitely a possibility that we will see a green flag pit stop. Sylvain Seguin currently on track right now. He's turning some lap times. We also see Devin Buccino, your current pole sitter. He's also staying out there despite already turning his 2 lap times. Look at this, Dave Wright to third on the board right now with a 28.29 is his lap time. He's only 2 tenths off of your leader, Devin Buccino right now. We really haven't seen Dave Wright up there all season long, but here he is turning some great lap times, except for there he's knocked out of the top 3 as Isaiah Gill sets a lap time of 28.07, only 2 hundredths off of Devin Buccino, and that was only Gill's first lap. One of your championship 4 contenders trying to get a great starting position. See Dave Wright slowing down. It's looking like he potentially is going to get a top 5 starting position, which will be great for that number 84 machine. And look at this. For his final race of the season after running the Coco Melon scheme all season long, we see, oh shoot, Isaiah Gill went to the top of the board. He was able to gain about 2 hundredths, and he got ahead of Devin Buccino. So now it's looking like Isaiah Gill is going to be starting on the pole. He was able to get by your practice leader, Devin Buccino. And so now it's looking like Isaiah Gill, Devin Buccino, and Kyle Mays will be starting in your top 3 at the moment. Got Joe Wright on track right now. Isaiah Gill, he's actually continuing to turn some laps. Looks like we're seeing a lot of drivers opt to turn extra laps here, just to get a little bit of extra practice time. I'm sure a lot of these drivers aren't exactly confident with this track. I mean, this track is very, very difficult. And look at that. That has definitely got to be one of the best paint schemes on the track for your Final 4 driver, Isaiah Gill. And you see Craig Franklin on YouTube says, hello, Craig. How you doing today? Thank you for tuning in to watch the broadcast on YouTube. Brandon White to the top of the board with a 27.99 as his lap time. Wow. So he's the only driver so far to break into the 27s. What a lap time for Brandon White, showing that he can run fast in these trucks. See Brooke Qualley on track right now. Let's see what lap time she can turn. You also see playoff driver Derek Chaput on track right now on the Pokemon Go machine. He's trying his best to get a good starting position, as he is going to be your final driver here in the Final 4. After we saw some unforeseen circumstances with Stephen Black. Stephen was not able to make the race, and therefore they gave that final spot to Derek Chaput. So I believe everybody that is going to turn a qualifying lap has turned a qualifying lap. So let's go ahead and take a look at your race info. Currently in Phoenix, Arizona. Actually, we're not in Phoenix. Phoenix Raceway is located in Avondale, Arizona. Hopefully I pronounced that right. I don't know if it's Avondale or Avondale. I don't know. Anyway, this track is located in Avondale, Arizona, and it's 1 mile in length. So it's either the longest short track in NASCAR or the shortest 1.5 mile or shortest intermediate track. So I don't know. It's up to you based on what do you think. Anyway, air temperature is 83 degrees, 31% humidity, partly cloudy skies, 9 miles per hour wind speed. And looks like the desert heat has gotten onto the race track because currently the track temperature is 112 degrees Fahrenheit. So very, very slick track at the moment. Even though she turned both of her qualifying laps, we see Brooke Qualley continuing to stay out and turn a few more laps. A lot of people don't know that that's something that you can do here on iRacing. If you're in a session, whether it's hosted or official, even after you've turned your 2 or 1 or 3 or whatever, or how many qualifying laps you can turn, after you've turned them, you can continue to stay out and turn laps. They just won't count towards your lap time for where you're going to start. See 3 more drivers are turning laps. We see Cody Moore is on track, Colin Willems is on track, and Nick Ford is on track. Cody Moore dominated last week at Talladega, but due to some last lap shenanigans, he was not able to secure the victory and had to settle for 3rd place. So Cody Moore looking to try to spoil the Final 4 and try to get a season finale victory. There you see Cody Moore. He is currently on his 2nd lap time. Head in here through 3 and 4 onto the front stretch. His first time was able to break him into the top 5. Yep, he's able to improve by a 100th, but it's not enough to get the 4th place. Kyle Mays, he was 100th off of 4th place. We see Nick Ford currently on track in that 21 machine. See what lap time he's going to turn for his first lap. Yes, it's going to be wild on the backstretch, which is kind of a backstretch, but the most interesting part is definitely that dog leg, which we're going to definitely see come into play with some 3-wide, maybe even 4-wide racing, hopefully. But here we go. Here's your starting lineup. Brandon White will be starting on the pole with a scorching lap time of 27.992. Only driver to break into the 27s. Then after that, outside of him, it's Isaiah Gill running with Carolina Sim Racing. It's Devin Buccino in 3rd. Then outside of him, it's Kyle Mays in 4th. And rounding out your top 5, it is Cody Moore. 6th will be Operators Racing very own TJ Floyd. 7th is Dave Wright with a great starting position. Canada's very own Nick Mather will be in 8th. Brian Merle Jr., one of your final 4 drivers, will be starting 9th. And then rounding out your top 10 is Colton Kinsey. Josh Hall, who had a birthday last week, he'll be starting 11th. Michael Lawrence, 12th. 13th place, 2 pedals, 1 clutch driver, Michael Provolt in the 95. 14th will be Final 4 contender Derek Chaput from Canada. And then rounding out your top 15, it's Brooke Qualley in the number 1 machine. Joseph Wright will be starting 16th in the Intensity Broadcasting machine. Sylvain Seguin will be starting 17th. Colin Willems 18th. Brian Nudie 19th. And then rounding out your top 20, it is none other than Todd Mays. 21st is Eddie Morris, and then 22nd is Nick Ford. By the way, I know a lot of people are wondering, well, who is going to win the team championship? it is looking like Team Maze is going to be getting the team championship. A lot of that is in part to Kyle Maze's absolutely stellar season that we've seen from him. And uh-oh, looks like your pole sitter, Brandon White, is stuck in the pits. That is not good. Let's see. Craig Franklin, don't forget about the back stretch with the grass. I think that might be the Legacy Phoenix. We are at the current Phoenix. There is no grass on the back stretch. Before they did like the reconfiguring of Phoenix, there was some grass on the backstretch, but this is the current Phoenix, not the Legacy Phoenix. Just keep that in mind. I know a lot of leagues do run the Legacy Phoenix. Here we go. Pace car is in.
Green flag, green flag.
It's season finale time. Green flag is out here for the iOS season finale for the iOS Truck Series. We are side by side here as we go into turns 1 and 2. Buccino has the nose here through 1 and 2, but Isaiah Gill is holding his own on the outside. Here they go through the dog leg. And Buccino's able to slide up in front of Isaiah Gill. I thought we were going to see Isaiah Gill with a little bit of a crossover, but Gill is just going to stay right on Buccino's back bumper. So after one lap, Devin Buccino is going to lead. But here on the front stretch, Isaiah Gill is looking low under Buccino as we go here through turns 1 and 2. Gill with the nose. Can he get clear? Yes, he's able to get clear, but Devin Buccino with the crossover. He's going to try to look back low here through 3 and 4, but that is not going to work. So Devin Buccino is going to be sitting behind Isaiah Gill as we go here off of turn number 4. Behind your top 2 is third place Cody Moore. He's trying to get up there to your top 2. Cody Moore led majority of the laps last week at Talladega and just had a little bit of a tough break, and that ended up preventing him from not getting the win. So he's looking for redemption to try to get that victory. Looks like the gap is separating between leader Isaiah Gill, but we do have a battle brewing for third. Here comes playoff contender Kyle Mays knocking on Cody Moore's back bumper. You see both of them go through the dog leg, one behind another. And right now, just Kyle trying to set up that pass. And there we see Kyle Mays trying to dive it down here in the dog leg to get under Cody Moore. It works, and he is able to get clear. So right now, Kyle Mays is up the third. As we cross the line, it's going to be 6 laps completed, and here are where your playoff drivers are at so far. Right now, Isaiah Gill is in first. Then, after that, your next playoff driver is Kyle Mays in third. Then, it's Brian Merle Jr. in 6th. He's actually currently fighting with TJ Floyd for 5th. And then your last playoff driver is Derek Chaput, currently running in 12th, but he is battling currently with a lot of cars at the moment. Currently see playoff contender Brian Merle Jr. trying to look to the outside of TJ Floyd. Every position counts for Brian as he's trying to work his way up to the front. I don't know what he's going to try to do here. Looks like he's going to look... I know he's looking to the outside. Let's see. What is the pit strategy? Well, let me look. I think I know what can help determine it. So right now, currently looking at your race info, there are 3 tire sets, 1 fast repair. So I think what these drivers are probably going to do, and as I say that, a lot of the strategy, this could change majority of the strategy. Caution flag is out, and oh no! Final 4 driver, Derek Chaput, gets involved in an accident. Hate to see it for him, as he was given a big opportunity to run in the Final Four after the unforeseen circumstances for Stephen Black not being able to make it into the race. Let's see what happened to Derek. He was running by 2 Intensity Broadcasting drivers, Joe Wright, Josh Hall. When we see Joe Wright, he takes a shot to the bottom of Josh. And I think Derek was going to try to follow behind him. And all of a sudden, here comes Nick Ford out of nowhere right in to Derek Chaput's back bumper. I don't know if, like, their braking zones were different or what, but he just comes flying right into that 37. And we see Derek sustain some heavy damage on that 37 machine. We see a few drivers coming into the pits. Michael Lawrence, Brooke Qualley, Todd Mays, Derek Chaput, Nick Ford. No, Nick Ford, Derek have some damage. They're going to probably try to get that fixed right now. Let's see. To be honest, I don't know what the pit strategy is. There's 110 laps, so I think these drivers are going to try to go as long as they possibly can. I say that you're going to see drivers come in at around lap 50, lap 60, but I mean, I'm not sure. I haven't talked to any of the drivers about what the pit strategy is going to be, but if I guess, these drivers are going to try to split the race in half and go in at around lap 50, lap 60, between that. And I think when they come in, they're going to get tires and fuel, because this track can do heavy damage to these tires. So far, after Isaiah Gill takes the lead early on, he has led this race so far. Currently, he is looking like the favorite to get the championship right now after leading majority of this race, but right behind him, only 2 positions back, is Kyle Mays, who you always have to watch out for him. Has had a very, very strong season. Then in 6th place, behind them two, if either of those two messes up, then Brian Merle Jr. is going to be able to pounce on that opportunity. He is currently running in the 6th spot, and then it's going to take a lot for him to catch back up. But we do see Derek Chaput, who's still on the lead lap. He is in 18th at the moment. I mean, there is a chance that some stuff can go in his favor and he can make his way back up through the field. We will see. So we continue to pace here. Now, a playoff driver, a driver in the Final Four, does not have to win this race. As long as they are the highest finishing playoff driver, then they get awarded the championship. So say Devin Buccino or Cody Moore, 2 drivers who are not in the Final Four. If either of them wins, then the highest playoff driver behind them, a driver who's in the Final Four, will get the win. So say Devin Buccino wins, Isaiah Gill finishes 3rd. Devin Buccino wins, Cody Moore finishes 2nd, and Isaiah Gill finishes 3rd. Even though Gill didn't win, he'd still get the championship. So we're getting ready to restart here. Isaiah Gill will be restarting on the bottom. Outside of him, it's Devin Buccino. Pace car's in. And 3, 2, 1. Green flag is back out here at Phoenix Raceway, and already we see Isaiah Gill has been able to get in front of Devin Buccino early, but it looked like Devin Buccino tried to take a shot there under Gill on entry of 1, but we see Isaiah beginning to extend that lead. Here comes Kyle Mays beginning to try to reel in Devin Buccino for 2nd and get 1 step closer to fighting for the lead with his fellow Final Four contender. But we see Devin Buccino as well beginning to extend that gap. Currently in 4th right now, we see Cody Moore is beginning to try to catch Kyle Mays for 3rd. See Kyle Mays also beginning to extend that gap a little bit. We see both Cody and Kyle get down there on the dog leg. Cody just trying to find any speed he possibly can to get up there to Kyle's back bumper. And I'm not sure if it'll be enough. Behind Cody Moore is another non-playoff driver on the top 5, TJ Floyd. Let's see, he is trying to get up there to Cody's back bumper. And right now, the field is beginning to get spread out. Your top 5 spreading its wings right now at the moment. Currently, Isaiah Gill has a 5/10 lead over second place Devin Buccino. He's starting to check out on a Sunday driving. I mean, look how smooth Gill is with the wheel here in these turns. The less you're turning the wheel, the faster you are here in these trucks. And that's exactly what we're seeing here from Isaiah Gill right now at the moment. Closest battle we have on the track is here's Joe Wright looking low under Brian Merle Jr. for 6th. See Merle washes way up the track and Joe is able to get that 6th spot. That is not what Brian Merle Jr. wants, who Brian is trying to pass as many cars as he possibly can to get up front to try to get that championship. Right now, things aren't looking very good so far for Brian Merle Jr.'s championship chances, but anything can happen here at Phoenix Raceway. I've seen crazier things happen. Field again just beginning to get spread out. Here's Cody Moore looking to the outside of Kyle Mays. He is right up to Mays' back bumper. We see Kyle just trying to run a defensive line to hold off Cody Moore, but he's coming fast. We do see Kyle, though, extend the gap a little bit. We see Cody is mainly able to catch up to Kyle when they're going through the dog leg. And then we see Kyle extends the gap in the whole song and dance the next time they go through that turn. Yep, we see Mays just extends the gap. And then, oh no, not that time. I was about to say Cody Moore is going to be able to catch him, but we don't see that. Looks like Kyle Mays is actually beginning to catch Devin Buccino for 2nd. And Isaiah Gill is loving this. If Mays and Buccino battle, that's just going to allow him to continue to extend his lead. Man, Kyle Mays is right there. I think he's going to be able to make a pass any second now on Buccino. Here's what it's looking like from the cockpit cam of Kyle Mays. Let's watch a lap from his cockpit view and see just how well he's able to get to Devin Buccino. You see he's taking it down onto the dog leg. Devin Buccino is keeping it up there. Keeping that yellow line on or even below the yellow line sometimes throughout turns 3 and 4 right there. We also see behind Kyle Mays, Logan Hagerman's trying to set up the pass as well.
Caution is out. Caution is out.
And oh, we see caution flag comes out. And I believe this is the stage break, so even though there won't be any points awarded, they're still breaking for the stage. So this is going to stop Isaiah Gill's journey to just continue, extend the lead as much as he possibly can. Will there be any takers on pit road? Now, I don't know. We'll see here. I think they'll try to... Oh, is Gil going to be faking it? Oh! Interesting decision there by Cody Moore, but we see right now pretty much the whole field coming into the pits right now to get their first of 2 sets of tires. So this should shake up pit strategy tremendously. Let's see who's going to win the race off of pit road here. First driver off of pit road is Isaiah Gill. Then it's Devin Buccino in second. Kyle Mays in third. Joe Wright in fourth. And then TJ Floyd is in fifth. Now, this surprised me. We saw 2 drivers stay out. And this will shake everything up tremendously strategy-wise. Cody Moore stayed out in that 52 machine. And then we saw Brooke Qualley on the 1 stay out. I don't know how both of them are looking. Let's see. Cody Moore stayed out this entire time. We did see Brooke come in at lap number 9. So she's on a little bit fresher tires than Cody, but both of them are on older tires than the rest of the field. So I don't know. Will they be able to hold off the rest of the field? That will be up for determination here on this next restart. See a few others still on pit road. Todd Mays, Dave Wright, Colin Willems coming in. So right now, currently, let's quickly do a playoff driver check-in after the green flag pit stop, see where all of our final 4 drivers are at. Cody Moore is currently, or no, he's not a playoff driver. Our first playoff driver sitting out inside second row. That's Isaiah Gill. Then outside of him, it's going to be Cody Moore. Isaiah Gill's in 4th. Cody Moore's in 5th. Then after that, we have to go all the way here to 12th, where we see Derek Chaput as our next playoff driver. He's actually been doing a great job making his way up to the field. And then in 17th, trying his best to just keep that truck under control and to get up through the field is Brian Merle Jr. He's going to have his work come out. He's going to have his work cut out for him to make his way back up to the field. But here we go. Coming on this restart, we see Cody Moore opts to restart on the outside. So on his inside, it's going to be Brooke Qualley. Pace car is in, and we see Cody Moore
Green.
taking back off. He is able to get clear, and we are now side by side for second. Here comes Devin Buccino on the outside of Brooke Qualley. He is able to get clear and is now running in that second position. Now we're side by side for third. Here comes Isaiah Gill looking to the outside of Brooke Qualley. He is able to get to third right now. So Isaiah Gill currently right on Devin Buccino's back bumper. Can he get there? Gill, one of our playoff drivers, trying to make his way back up to first where he was for the first portion of this race. See both him, Devin Buccino, get on the dog leg. And wow, Gill gets a great run. I'd say in the next couple of laps, we're going to see Gill get under Devin Buccino. We saw him almost get to Buccino's rear quarter panel there. Let's see. I don't know. What is Gill going to do here? He's tried. Looks like he's going to look to the outside. Will that help? I don't know. We see he looks high. Then he does a little crossover. Is going to try to look low, but he can't get to that rear quarter panel. These two are going at it. The rest of the field is actually starting to get a bit spread out at the moment. And these two battling for second is actually allowing Cody Moore to extend the lead despite Cody being on older tires. We just continue to wait and see if Isaiah Gill can make that pass. And uh-oh, if Isaiah Gill was already having problems passing Devin Buccino, now he's got another problem. We're seeing Kyle Mays begin to come into the frame here. I don't know if he's going to be able to catch them. Gill is going to look to the high side, see if that's going to help him, but that's just going to allow Kyle Mays to just reel in Gill. Gill shakes off the little wash up, and he's going to just try to get back up to Devin Buccino. Here he is, again, right on Buccino's back bumper. He has been on that 6/8 back bumper since the restart. I don't know, if I was Isaiah right now, I'd be getting a bit impatient, but still, can't get too impatient because there is a lot of race left for these drivers. Only 34 of 110 laps have been completed. See, once again getting almost to that rear quarter panel of Buccino, but it's never been quite enough here for Isaiah Gill. And then once again, Kyle Mays is beginning to get up there to Gill's back bumper. This is getting big. Two playoff drivers fighting for the lead for playoff drivers. After that, the next playoff driver is currently riding in ninth, and that's Derek Chaput, who was in the top 10 for, I believe, the first time during this race. He definitely has a legitimate chance to get that championship spot in case either Mays or Gill messes up. But so far, Gill has been driving Devin Buccino very clean as he's tried to make the pass. We see, once again, just almost got to that rear quarter panel of Buccino. Just can't quite get there. We see Brandon White, who missed the start of this race, is currently running in fifth and is beginning to catch up to Kyle Mays. So now it's a 4-car battle. So the main battle was, here comes Brandon White looking to the outside of Kyle Mays right now. I thought he was able to maybe get by him on the outside, but the outside really is not the preferred line here at Phoenix Raceway. I mean, unless somebody's going on the dog leg and someone isn't, it's very, very hard to run the outside. We see Brandon White's trying to look low. He was able to run the dog leg, and he is able to get by Brandon White. So he was going to be your pole sitter, but then he missed the start and gave the pole to Devin Buccino. Once again, Isaiah Gill is trying to reel in Devin Buccino, but this time he has a new problem, and that is Brandon White. We saw that time by Devin Buccino got down onto the dog leg, and Isaiah Gill didn't. see Kyle Mays is catching back up to this battle after having Brandon White pass him. Ooh, once again, Isaiah Gill almost gets to that rear quarter panel of Devin Buccino. Gill, he's taking it low here through 1 and 2, finally trying to make that pass. He's got to about the door. And oh, look at this. Brandon White making it 3 wide. They all stretch out on the dog leg. Ooh, Devin Buccino, Isaiah Gill barely missed making contact. Gill with the nose here through 3 and 4. But Devin Buccino, he's able to keep up on the outside. Brandon White right behind them. If either of these two make a mistake, and oh no, Brandon White is around. Can he save it? No. He slides right up into the line of traffic, and that is going to bring out the caution flag. Dang. I was saying Brandon White was going to be there if either Gill or Buccino made a mistake, but it looks like Brandon was the one that made the mistake. He was right behind Gill and Buccino, and he was very, very close to that back bumper here. Looks like he actually gets into Gill's back bumper. We see Gill gets a little bit loose. This slows Brandon White down, and then Kyle Mays has nowhere to go except for right into Brandon White's back bumper. And we see that 019 begin to slide, and I thought he was going to be able to save it, but he slides up right into traffic. Joe Wright was able to barely miss it. So was Brooke Qualley. She was able to miss it as well. See, Nick Mather was also barely misses it. Well, look at this. The whole field going into the pits, including Cody Moore, Devin Buccino, Kyle Mays. And I think these drivers are going to be using their final set of tires, which I don't know if it's worth that. I think it'd be better to have an extra set hanging around. Only driver that'll have an extra set is Brooke Qualley and Cody Moore. So let's see who's going to win the race off of pit road after seeing pretty much the whole field come in. We see Cody Moore was able to win the race off of pit road. Then it's Devin Buccino. Then it's Isaiah Gill. Then it's Joe Wright. Then it's Kyle Mays. Looks like we do have a... And, oh, by the way, we do see Colton Kinsey. He's the only driver that stays out. But, I mean, hey, Cody Moore stayed out last time, and he was able to hold off everybody despite being on old tires. So, I mean, if Cody Moore can do it, it is possible that we'll see Colton Kinsey be able to hold everybody else off. Right now, here's how pit strategy is looking at the moment. Colton Kinsey is on 21 lap tires while the rest of the field is on 20 lap tires. Now, I will say Cody Moore was on 44 lap tires and he was still able to hold everybody else off. So definitely think that Colton Kinsey is capable of holding everybody else off with 21 lap tires. We do have a favor from Craig Franklin. He said, is it possible to say hello to his friend Hunter? So it looks like we've gotten a request to say hello to Craig Franklin's best friend Hunter. So hello, Hunter. Everybody here at Tennessee Broadcasting says hello, and so does Craig Franklin. Hopefully you're having a great day today, Hunter. And we're glad that we were able to shout you out here on the broadcast. So again, by the way, if you ever want us to shout out birthdays, anniversaries, marriages, then we can always do that here in Intensity Broadcasting. If you ever have a special someone in your life that has a birthday or anniversary or anything along those lines, then you can always have us shout them out. And here on Intensity Broadcasting, we're never shy about those kinds of requests. We see Cassie Williams on Facebook says, let's go Colin and Mather. Right now, currently, Nick Mather is right outside of the top 7. He is going to be restarting on the bottom 4th row. Definitely has a chance to win this one. Colin Williams is in a bit of a sticky situation. He's a lap down. He's been trying to scratch and claw his way back onto the lead lap for this entire race, but he hasn't been able to get onto the lead lap. So here we go. Cody Moore is going to be restarting on the bottom. We see Colton Kinsey on the top. Pace car is in. And green flag is back out. There we see Colton Kinsey taking off. He is able to get clear of Cody Moore, and we are now side by side for second. Looks like Isaiah Gill is getting a great run on the outside. Can he get clear of Cody Moore? A little bit loose off of 2, and that's going to allow Cody Moore to get back clear. We're side by side for the lead. Here comes Cody on the outside. He gets clear. Cody Moore is back to the lead. And oh no! Isaiah Gill gills it! Off of 4, we see a big pile up. Caution flag is out. You hate to see it for Isaiah Gill, who was fighting to get into the final 4. Gets loose. And we'll take a look here at the wreckage replay to see exactly what happened. So Isaiah Gill was looking to the outside of Colton Kinsey here for second. Wasn't netcode or anything. It's just, it looks like the car just comes out from under him. And Gill just gets sideways off of 4. We see, oh, Kyle Mays is involved. Josh Hall gets involved. Looks like Colton Kinsey is into the inside wall, and I believe a few others were involved as well. Man, you hate to see it for Isaiah Gill. Both Isaiah Gill and Kyle Mays were involved in that one. Both of them playoff drivers. Oh, we see Brian Merle Jr. was also involved in that as well. So that's going to make currently the highest up playoff driver, Final 4 driver. That makes it Derek Chaput, who's currently sitting in the 8th position right now. That would be crazy to have the highest finishing driver in the Final 4 8th. And the rest of the drivers are non-Final 4 drivers. That would be crazy. We'll see if that is the case. Yep, you're definitely welcome, Craig Franklin. Always happy to shout out someone here on Intensity Broadcasting. Again, ever got anybody who has a birthday, a wedding, anniversary, etc., going through something, or just had an accomplishment, college graduation, anything you want us to shout out. We love shouting out people and just giving out shout outs. So definitely feel free to always give us a request if you have somebody or something that you would like to shout out. So right now, we're going to do a quick playoff driver check-in to see where our playoff drivers are currently at the moment. You have to go all the way down to 8th to see currently our first out playoff driver. We see it's Derek Chaput in the Pokemon car. He's sitting in 8th. Then after that, we see Kyle Mays is in 13th at the moment. So that's not too far off of where Derek Chaput is at. Brian Merle Jr. is in 14th right now. And then Isaiah Gill is in 16th right now. So currently, we don't have a lot of playoff drivers up front just because due to that incident. So we'll see if these drivers can make their way up to the field. Lights on the pace car off, so we're getting ready to go back green. Devin Buccino will be restarting on bottom, and Cody Moore will be restarting on the top. You see Maria Bodnar-Madsen says, pull out a win like last week. Brian L. Jr., come visit your mom. Ha! Yep, Brian Merle Jr. was able to get the victory last week at Talladega after a crazy finish, and he is trying to get the championship. He is currently not the highest playoff driver at the moment, but he has shown spurts of quickness throughout this race, and he definitely has a chance to win the championship, as he's only a little bit off of the highest playoff driver at the moment. But here we go. We're coming to the restart. Pace car's in. And here we see Cody Moore taking off on the outside. He's able to get clear of Devin Buccino, and we are now side by side for third. Oh no, Joe Wright, Devin Buccino made contact. Caution flag is out. Oh boy, that was interesting. Oh, brother. So here's what happened. We saw Cody Moore got a good restart. He was able to get Devin Buccino. Behind him, it was Joe Wright and Nick Mather. And then we saw Joe Wright try to look low under Devin here. And it looks like I'm going to need to get a closer look. Right now, it's looking like Devin Buccino came down. Let me go to where Joe's nose isn't even in the frame. Yeah, I mean, of course, I'm not race control. I don't make the decision, but it definitely did look like Devin Buccino came down a little bit there into Joe Wright. But, gets into the outside wall. Hate to see it for both Joe and Devin getting involved in that accident, but see Devin Buccino in the pits right now. He's going to have to get a lot of damage fixed after getting in the outside wall and getting the contact made. His rear end is absolutely demolished. See, Sylvain Seguin is able to get his lap back, which is good. We're just trying to get more drivers back onto the lead lap and get some awesome action here for that lead. So far, Cody Moore has done a great job keeping that lead right now. He's led a lot of this race after we saw Isaiah Gill getting that little spin. Actually, no, Cody Moore was even leading before. When we saw everybody else go in and Cody Moore stayed out, he was able to inherit the lead, and after that, he's kept it ever since then. And right now, it's definitely looking like he has a chance to get that victory and get the title of winning the final iOS race ever. Except for we will see the iOS All-Star Shootout and All-Star Race next week. So that will be a fun broadcast. So we see the lights on the pace car are off, so we're getting ready to go back green here. We see Cody Moore takes it to the top. I don't know. Looks like there's some confusion going on. I don't know who's going to be starting on the bottom. Hello? Can we get everything sorted out? Like Nick Mather's going to be restarting on the bottom, and currently the highest playoff driver at the moment is still Derek Chaput. He's trying to hold on to his spots to be the highest up playoff driver. Pace car's in, and there we see Cody Moore taking off. He is able to get clear of Nick Mather as we cross the line, and we are side by side for third. Here goes TJ Floyd looking low under Brooke Qualley for third. It looks like Brooke was able to hold on the outside and keep that third spot. She's looking low now under Mather as we go through the dog leg. It we see Mather is able to get back clear, and TJ Floyd is back on Brooks' back bumper. We see Brooke beginning to reel in that 16 of Mather, and oh, looks like she actually washes up the track a little bit. That might allow TJ Floyd to get under her. Also there behind TJ Floyd, it's Brandon White, as both of these two were trying to get by Brooke Qualley. Ooh, TJ Floyd almost got to Brooke's rear quarter panel there. And here goes Brandon White looking slow under TJ Floyd, trying to get to that rear quarter panel. He can't quite get there. TJ Floyd just continuing to try to set up the pass here on Brooke Qualley. Here's what it's looking like from the onboard cam of TJ Floyd right now, as we watch him try to set up the pass. Got right up to the back bumper. Just can't quite get under her. Still behind TJ is Brandon White, looking to try to get that fourth spot. Oh yeah, TJ Floyd all over the back bumper of Brooke Qualley right now. We do see Brooke with a little bit of damage on her rear quarter, or on her rear end. Hopefully that's not affecting that number one machine. It looks like Brooke is also beginning to reel in Nick Mather as well for second. Very, very tight battle right now. We see TJ Floyd looking low here as we head into turns 3 and 4. Floyd with the nose. But as we go back here onto the front stretch, we're still side by side for third at the moment between Brooke Qualley and TJ Floyd. So can TJ Floyd get clear as we see Brooke wash up a little bit, and now we see TJ Floyd into third right now. Floyd is going to set his sights on second place, Nick Mather. And we also see Brandon White was able to make it by Brooke Qualley as well. Here comes Kyle Mays, who is now the highest up playoff driver at the moment. He's looking to try to get by Brooke Qualley as well. See a tight battle for third right now. Here comes Brandon White trying to look to the outside of TJ Floyd. Couldn't quite work. I know TJ Floyd got on the dog leg. We saw Brandon White. He did not go on the dog leg. So it's going to remain TJ Floyd in third at the moment. Looks like Kyle Mays was able to make the pass on Brooke Qualley and is now up into the top 5 right now. Again, Kyle Mays is the farthest up playoff driver at the moment. Once again, we're continuing to see Brandon White and TJ Floyd fight for that third spot. White keeps looking to the outside, but he's going to wash way up the track and allow Kyle Mays to get under him. Right now we see Mays with the nose, and he's able to get clear. So Kyle Mays up into the top 3 right now. He's only has to pass 2 more cars. Or excuse me, 3. He's actually up to 4. So Kyle Mays now only has to pass 3 more cars to get up to first. He is definitely now, after seeing Isaiah Gill dominate this race, Kyle Mays is now looking like the championship favorite. Mays is now trying to take it low under TJ Floyd for third. Side by side here through 1 and 2. We see Mays is going to take it down onto the dog leg. And Kyle Mays is able to get clear, but we still see TJ Floyd right on Mays' back bumper. Brandon looking low under TJ Floyd. These two trying to battle it for fourth, and he actually comes up off the dog leg with a little bit of a nose over TJ. We do see Kyle Mays looking under Nick Mather for second. You see Kyle Mays getting patient. He falls back in line behind Mather. And oh no, caution flag is out. Big wreck between Dave Wright and Todd Mays. Here's what happened. So we see Dave Wright was looking low here under Todd Mays. This was coming off of 4. And oh, Todd Mays gets into the outside wall and bounces off of it right into Dave Wright. I don't think Dave was expecting Todd to hit that wall, but I think Todd's tires might have been a little bit worn and just drifts up the track right into the outside wall. Looks like we got a bunch of drivers going into the pits. Kyle Mays, TJ Floyd, Brooke Qualley, Isaiah Gill, Michael Lawrence. We'll watch and see this race off of pit road to see who all is going to win the race off. We're definitely seeing a split crowd between everybody who is coming in and everybody who is not coming in. So we see Kyle Mays is first off the pits. Then it's Isaiah Gill. Then it is going to be Michael Lawrence. Then it's going to be TJ Floyd. And then it is going to be Brooke Qualley. We did see 9 drivers stay out, and that's Cody Moore, Nick Mather, Brandon White, Colin Willems, Devin Buccino, Brian Merle Jr., Joe Wright, Derek Chaput, and Todd Mays. All of them stayed out. So currently, here's how the pitch strategy is looking at the moment. Oops, sorry if it was a little bit blurry there, but so right now your top 3, Cody Moore, Nick Mather, and Brandon White, all have 29 lap tires. Then we have Colin Willems, who's on 23 lap tires. Then it's Devin Buccino on 19. Merle with 24. Joe and Chaput with 29. Kyle Mays with 22 lap tires. And the rest of the drivers have fresh tires. So currently the driver, the farthest up driver who didn't get fresh tires is Devin Buccino, and he has 19 lap tires right now at the moment. So I'm interested to see how well these drivers with older tires are going to be able to hold off the rest of the field. Currently, with all the people going into the pits right now, Brian Merle Jr. is the farthest up playoff driver at the moment, in 6th place right now. So it's definitely been changing on who was the favorites. It went from Isaiah Gill to Cody Moore to Derek Chaput to Brian Merle Jr. back to Kyle Mays. And now it's looking like Brian Merle Jr. again is looking like the favorite right now, sitting in 6th right now. We're going to see Cody Moore restarting the outside of this next restart. Below him is going to be Nick Mather. Pace car is in, and green flag is back out there. We see Cody Moore is taking off. We see Nick Mather right now sitting in third. Behind him, it's Colin Willems, and looking low under Willems is Brandon White. Brandon White a little bit loose off of 2 there, so we see Devin Buccino taking advantage of that, going way down on the dog leg and sliding up into that 4th position. Right now, Colin Willems right on Mather's back bumper. Colin Willems was, for a lot of this race, down a lap, and oh no, we see the yellow flag come out. Looks like this was Colton Kinsey that was involved in this one. Take a look at what happened. Kinsey was running on the outside. Looks like that was Michael Lawrence below him. I was about to... Looks like Michael Lawrence, I was about to say, was looking like Kinsey was washing way down the track, but he actually stops washing down. And then it looks like Lawrence, who was running on the bottom, washes up a little bit into Kinsey. Hold on, I'm going to rewind that a little bit to get just a second opinion, I guess you could say. Yeah, Lawrence definitely came up. Let's see for him. Looks like Kyle Mays is into the pits. Definitely hate it for him. It was looking like he was the favorite until that caution came out. And now he is all the way back in 16th at the moment. Behind him, it's Dave Wright, Colton Kinsey, Michael Lawrence all coming into the pits as well. So still, Brian Merle Jr. is the highest up playoff driver at the moment and has the biggest chance to win the championship right now. Looks like Eddie Morris is finally able to get back onto the lead lap. And we haven't done this all race. Let's do just a quick flyby of the field to just see the whole field and the final field of iOS drivers. Got Cody Moore in first. Nick Mather is in second. From London, Ontario, we got Colin Willems in third. Devin Buccino is in fourth, 2-time iOS Cup winner. Fifth is Brian Merle Jr. of McKinleyville, California fame. Brandon White in sixth. We have Joseph Wright in seventh. He actually had a birthday recently on Saturday. We got fan favorite Isaiah Gill in eighth. TJ Floyd is in ninth. Make sure to go check out his Twitch, Floyd Racer 49. Derek Chaput, playoff driver. He is in 10th right now. We see Dean Qualley, or actually it's Brooke Qualley in 11th right now. We see Josh Hall in 12th. A man from Chicopee, Massachusetts. Sylvan Seguin is in 13th. Driver from Ottawa, Ontario. Got Michael Provolt in 15th. Todd Mays in 15th. Got Colton Kinsey in 16th, the mini stock driver at Redwood Acres Raceway. We got Dave Wright in 17th. Got Michael Lawrence in 18th. 19th is Eddie Morris. 20th is Kyle Mays. 21st is Nick Ford. And then last but not least, it is none other than Brian Newdy. So here we go. We are getting ready to restart here this time by, we're going to have, what is Cody Moore doing? Let's see. Looks like he's choosing the bottom. So Cody Moore's going to be restarting on the bottom. Nick Mather on the top. And again, currently the highest up playoff driver is Brian Merle Jr. Pace car is in. And green flag is out. There we see Cody Moore taking off. He is able to get clear of Nick Mather. Here comes Colin Williams. I think he's going to try to look low here under Mather. So Nick Mather's running in second. He's able to get clear of Colin. We see Devin Buccino trying to look to the outside of Willems as we head here into turns 3 and 4. Yeah, I mean, Devin Buccino was coming on that outside. Can he get the nose over Colin Willems? We will see. Or can Colin Willems get clear? Colin Willems still not quite clear yet. We've got Devin Buccino on his outside. Buccino doing a great job keeping it up there. And oh no, behind them is playoff driver Isaiah Gale, who's trying to get back up to the front after suffering from some trouble. Devin Buccino getting another great run on the outside. We see Willems dips down onto the dog leg. Buccino keeps it up top, and I was thinking Buccino was going to get a good run, but Colin stays below Buccino as we go off of 4. These two have been side by side for quite some time now. And it doesn't look like they're going to stop anytime soon. Though we see Gill is able to get the advantage off of 4. There we go. Colin Willems finally able to get clear after battling with Devin Buccino for many laps. Now we see TJ Floyd looking under Buccino for 4th. Oh no! Floyd Buccino make contact. Buccino into the outside wall, but luckily everybody was able to save it. Looks like Brandon White was also loose. Man, that could have been a whole lot worse than what it was. So right now, Brandon White running in that 5th position. Right behind him is Brooke Qualley in 6th right now. She's beginning to catch up to his back bumper. Looking back up to the 2nd spot, we see Willems beginning to reel in Nick Mather once again. Looks like Nick Mather has a little bit of left rear damage. And oh, look at this. Isaiah Gill looking low under Colin Willems. Trying to get back up to the front where he stayed for many laps. Looks like from 2nd all the way to 4th. It's a great battle at the moment. We see Isaiah Gill finally able to get under Colin Willems. Gill right now currently has the nose as they cross the line. Can he finally get clear here through 1 and 2? We will see. Yep, we see Willems washes up the track a little bit. And now Isaiah Gill is up to that 3rd spot, and he is hanging on to being the farthest up playoff driver at the moment. We continue to see Brandon White, Brooke Qualley battle for that 5th spot. Brandon White coming to the outside. Looks like, tags the wall, and he's going to allow a few other drivers. It looks like Kyle Mays, TJ Floyd, both of them are able to get by. And now here comes Isaiah Gill looking to try to get under Nick Mather for 2nd. He'll be 1 step closer to getting to the lead and winning the race along with winning the championship. Gill's able to get under. I think he's going to try to head down here under the dog leg. Still can't quite get under Mather. Less than 20 laps to go for Cody Moore right now, who currently has a 2-second lead over the rest of the field. What an honor it would be for Cody Moore to win the last ever iOS race. Cody Moore, one of the original iOS drivers, has been with the league since pretty much the beginning, and he's looking to try to get that final victory. And I mean, I'd be very happy if Cody was able to do that. You see Gill just continuing to fight to get by Mather. And here comes out of nowhere, here comes Brooke Qualley coming up behind them as well for this fight for third.
Alright, man, caution is out.
Caution flag is out. Colton Kinsey is around. So Colton Kinsey, he was looking low under his good buddy Michael Provolt, and Kinsey just washes way up the track. I don't know if the car was tight or what, but... Oh, wait, no, he actually did not make contact with Provolt. But he's really, really slow off of 4. I mean, I am not... Oh, he washes up the track right into the outside wall. And this is right in front of Provolt. He slides down and, oh no, into playoff contender Derek Chaput and into Brian Merle Jr. That is definitely going to hurt both of their chances to getting the championship. And oh, we see Colton Kinsey is launched into the air like a NASA rocket ship. Oh, we're seeing some interesting pit strategy go on. Majority of the field coming into the pits. A few drivers stay out, but I say a majority of the people going in. We'll watch the race off of pit road. So we see Josh Hall wins the race off of pit road. Then it's Cody Moore. Then it's Nick Mather. Then it's Isaiah Gill. Then it is Joe Wright. So right now, currently, the farthest up playoff driver at the moment is Kyle Mays. It was looking like Isaiah Gill was going to be getting the championship if he was able to hang it on, but then the caution comes out. We see the split pit strategy decisions. So now we see Kyle Mays sitting in second place. Right now we did see 6 drivers stay out, and that was Brooke Qualley, Kyle Mays, TJ Floyd, Michael Lawrence, Brandon White, and oh no, it was just all of those 5. So look at this. Brooke Qualley is in the lead here along with the other drivers who stayed out. Let's see. Let's look at how everybody's tire strategy is looking. Let's see. Brooke is currently at 24-lap tires. Kyle Mays is 18-lap tires. TJ Floyd is 24-lap tires. We see Michael Lawrence has 19-lap tires. And then look at this. Brandon White is on 52-lap tires. He has been staying out for a very, very long time. I definitely think it's going to be hard to hold on. But I definitely think Michael, Floyd, Kyle, and then Qualley all definitely have a chance to hold on and hold off the drivers with the fresher tires. But I don't know. We'll see. It's going to get wild. I do want to look at the comment sections here on Facebook. See, Maria Bodnar Madsen says, fun all those California drivers get to race with each other at Redwood Acres Raceway. That is right. A lot of names you might recognize here in the iOS Truck Series also race in real life at a track in California called Redwood Acres Raceway. And it's great to see, you know, real life and virtual connecting like that. It's very awesome to see. Corley Mather says, let's go Nick and Colin. Let's see, right now, Nick Mather sitting in the top 10. Definitely has a good chance to get the win. Colin Willems, he's had a bit of a rough race. He was up front at one point. He's currently sitting in 12th right now. Here we go, pace cars in. We see Brooke Qualley taking off here on the restart. 12 laps to go as she crosses the line. And here comes TJ Floyd looking low, trying to get under Kyle Mays for second. That bid does not end up being successful, but he's still right there on Mays' back bumper for second. Looks like Kyle Mays now beginning to reel in Brooke Qualley for that lead. And oh no, they're spinning behind them. Cars into the barrels. Caution flag is out. And we will go ahead and check out what happened there. So here we have Nick Mather was 3 wide, but he had Merle Jr. above him. Then it was Colin Willems. And not sure who moved up or who went down, but I don't think that's going to be the deciding factor. Eddie Morse, loose off of 4, slides down right into Colin Willems. Does Colin Willems, is he able to avoid it? Yes, he barely avoids it. Oh, right into the barrels for Nick Mather. We see Provolt's involved, and I believe a few others as well. You hate to see it for them. See, Colton Kinsey getting one of his laps back. He's still a few laps down, however. And still, Kyle Mays is the farthest up playoff driver, running in second place. He is definitely one of the favorites to win the championship. In fact, I definitely think he's the favorite right now, running in second. And he's also definitely a favorite to win right now, sitting second behind your leader, Brooke Qualley. So right now, let's go through, let's see. Let's do just a playoff check-in right now, see where everybody's at. So we got Kyle Mays currently sitting in second right now. Then after that, your next playoff driver is Isaiah Gill in 8th. Then it's Brian Merle Jr. at 10th. And then Derek Chapu in 13th. So all the playoff drivers are still there, and all of them still have a chance to win the championship because anything can happen. So Brooke Qualley's going to be restarting on the bottom. Kyle Mays on the top. Here we go. Coming to the restart. We're waiting for the pace car to pull in. Here we go. And green flag is back out there. We see Brooke Qualley taking off, and it's side by side for second as we cross the line. Can Kyle Mays get clear on the outside? We're going to see TJ Floyd definitely try to take a shot here on the bottom, but we see Kyle Mays is able to finally get clear. Here comes Michael Lawrence looking low for third, and Cody Moore is also trying to make it 3 wide. We're 3 wide here into turns 3 and 4. This is definitely a recipe for disaster right now. Cody with the nose. He's able to get clear, and now the battle is for fourth right now. Michael Lawrence just trying to get under TJ Floyd right now. We see both of them head onto the dogleg, and here is Isaiah Gill looking to the outside of Michael Lawrence, just trying to catch up to Kyle Mays as fast as he possibly can. We do have a battle for the lead beginning to brew. Here comes Kyle Mays and Cody Moore. Catching leader Brooke Qualley. We see Cody looking low under Kyle Mays here. See Kyle washes way up the track and gives the spot to Cody Moore. But we see a big wreck that is going to, I believe, bring out the green-white checkered. So here we have Michael Lawrence here on the outside. He was behind the battle between Isaiah Gill and, oh, wow, he just goes way down into Joe Wright. And then that slingshots him into TJ Floyd. See, Colin Willems is involved. Like Derek Chaput got some damage. Todd Mays got some damage. I want to rewind that again and just get a little closer look at that to see whether or not Michael Lawrence washed up or down or what. All right, here we go. Yeah, just way down right into Joe Wright, and then Joe Wright's kind of like a slingshot for Lawrence or a cannon, and he gets right up into TJ Floyd. Hate to see it for them. I know Derek Chaput was involved. He was a playoff contender, but it is what it is. So here we are back under caution, and right now it's looking like the battle for the championship is heating up, because look at this right now. First and second are non-playoff drivers, but after that, third is Kyle Mays. He's in the Final Four. Fourth is Isaiah Gill. He's in the Final Four. And then fifth is Brian Merle Jr., and he is in the Final Four. We have 3 of the Final Four contenders all in close proximity of each other. And then 2 spots after that, it's Derek Chaput. So it's going to be, I don't think anybody is a favorite right now. I think everybody has a chance right now. This is about to get wild right now. Here's a look at your current top 5 right now. You got Brooke Qualley in first, Cody Moore in second, Kyle Mays in third, Isaiah Gill in fourth, and then rounding out your top 5 is Brian Merle Jr. So here we go, coming to the green-white checkered. Last week we had a green-white checkered at Talladega, and that was probably one of, if not the best finish of the season. So hopefully we'll see a little bit of the same here at Phoenix, as it's going to be a wild battle for the playoffs Not only a battle for the race, but a battle for who is going to win the championship. So here we go. Lights are off on the pace car. Brooke Qualley is going to be restarting on the bottom. Then it's going to be Cody Moore. And then after that, it's side by side for the final four lead between Kyle Mays and Isaiah Gill. And then behind them after that, it's Brian Merle Jr. and Derek Chaput also are all there. This is going to be crazy. Oh boy. Pace car's in. Green flag is back out, and there we see Brooke Qualley taking off, and it's side by side here for second. Here comes Kyle Mays trying to look low under Cody Moore here for second. They're both pretty much equal here through 1 and 2. And here comes Isaiah Gill making it 3 wide, 2 wide between championship contenders. And Isaiah Gill is able to get by Kyle Mays, and it's now side by side for second right now. We see Kyle Mays gets into the outside wall, wrecking Brian Merle Jr., Derek Chaput. All of them are wrecking. So now, here we are, side by side for second between Isaiah Gill. It's looking like if Isaiah can hold it on, he is going to win the championship. Who is going to win the race, though? Cody Moore looking to the outside of Brooke Qualley as they're side by side through 3 and 4. And Cody Moore, they're side by side as they cross the line. Big wreck. And Cody Moore is going to win the final iOS race ever. What an honor. Isaiah Gill wins the championship. Let's watch that finish again. Goodness. That was crazy. We see they were both just getting into each other, trying to spin each other out. But then as they crossed the line, by the way, both of them crossed it sideways. Cody Moore crossed it first and ended up getting the victory. Wow, what a finish there. But Cody Moore is going to win the final iOS race in iRacing Oval Series history. And I mean, what an honor it is for Cody Moore. I mean, he's been with iOS since the beginning, has been a staple part, has won many races, and despite he doesn't get the championship, it's definitely still an honor to win the race. We see Isaiah Gill does a great job getting third and winning the championship. And then what a finish for Brooke Qualley. I believe this is her best finish of the season with the second place finish. What a crazy finish. But there we see, it's like Brian Nudi's in the waiting room. Got Isaiah Gill. Looks like we're waiting for Cody Moore to come in. So we'll go ahead and start off by interviewing Isaiah Gill. Isaiah, this is Atlee in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
I got you.
Awesome. Well, what a race for you. Started the race outside pole. You had Devin under you, and you took the lead very, very early, and you were pretty much up front for pretty much the beginning portion of the race, and then we saw you getting a little bit of a spin, fell to the back of the pack, but man, you were still able to work your way back up, gotten some great battles at the end, and then you were behind the awesome finish. You didn't win the race, but still you were able to get third and the championship. I mean, how does it feel, Isaiah?
I'm still a little sad because I actually was trying to push Brooke to the win there, and I wasn't close enough. And when she doored him down the front stretch, I almost cried a little bit because it was pretty good.
Yeah, it was definitely one of the most exciting finishes of the season, even after last week's race at Talladega. I know, I mean, you had the little setback with the spin, but I mean, you were able to get yourself back together and work your way up to the field. I mean, what was your game plan to get back up to the field after the spin?
that point, I knew I already had one end of the line, so it was just if I get another one, park it, whatever. So just make any moves I can when I can, and not look back when I make that move.
10-4. Well, again, anybody you would like to thank for your championship win?
I thank TJ. He was the only one talking to me the whole time. And I'd like to thank Brian Canuti and iOS for putting Phoenix on the last race.
Yeah, Phoenix is definitely a fun track for sure. But again, Isaiah Gill, your championship winner, wins the final championship of iOS history. Congratulations. Have a good one, Isaiah.
You too.
And now, first we made history with the final winner, or champion in iOS history. Now it's time to interview the final winner of the season, Cody Moore. Cody, this is Atlee in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
I got you guys.
Awesome. What a race right there. I mean, you started in the top 5, and we saw you up in the top 5 for pretty much majority of the race. You had a little bit of a different pitch strategy compared to everybody else. It was looking like when everybody else went in, you would stay out, and when you would come in, everybody else would stay out. And it looked like that seemed to work for you because you led pretty much the majority of this race, but there, in the end, you lost the lead, but you were able to come back and you made a last lap pass on Brooke Qualley for the win there. I mean, how does it feel to win the final race in iOS?
My hands are still shaking. That was one of the funnest races I've ever had. Shout out to Quali. Ran a great race. I just had 20 lap fresher tires, so I could kind of put the truck anywhere I wanted. But like I said, shout out to Gil. Shout out to everyone. Like that was such a fun finish.
And that was even coming off of last week's race at Talladega. I mean, another thing that was big for you is that you weren't even a playoff driver, but you still came out and you beat the rest of the playoff drivers. I know. How were you feeling racing around all of the drivers in the Final Four? Were you like taking it easy on there? Were you nervous running around them, or were you just flat out just full send, don't even care that they're in the playoffs?
Oh no, I mean even Kyle Mays earlier in the race, I think it was the first 20 laps. I slowed down, let him by. And then we had a couple moments where he was near me, and I was really careful to give him as much room as I could. I think the thing that really gave me speed tonight was I was shifting into 1. I was downshifting into 3rd, and it just gave me such a good run off that corner that like I said, as runs went on, I was 4 or 5 tenths faster than the rest of the field. So I was actually clutching it, trying to save fuel there for a while, and just driving the car real easy.
Wow. So you're telling me that you were downshifting in the turns?
Into 1 I was, yeah, and then 4 I'd keep it into 4th, but yeah, into 1 I was putting into the 3rd.
Well, it looks like it worked for you getting that win. Well, I mean, was there anybody you would like to thank for their final iOS win?
Yeah, I mean we got to thank basically everyone. You know, it's hard to put into words. Kind of like I've only been in this league kind of a short time. But yeah, I mean, it's been really fun. I've met a lot of people here, a lot of friends that, I'm going to keep far beyond this league. Thanks to Intensity, thanks to you, Atlee, thanks to all the broadcasters there. Thanks to Max McClure for starting this league, Dean Qualley for helping him start it, Brian Nudie for taking it over, and kind of carrying the torch with the new league. But that league needs to be a new league. iOS is dead, and it should die. It's time. But like I said, it was a great experience. I'm glad I had it. Met a lot of people. But I got to thank YXU Racing. We won the team championship in the trucks. That feels good. I got to thank Michael Falk Racing Designs. I'm going to wrap it up here shortly, I promise. I don't know where Dylan is tonight. We got to thank him. But yeah, like I said, just seriously, thank you to everyone that raced in this league. I had a blast, and look forward to racing with these guys again somewhere down the road.
Awesome. I mean, it's definitely been a wild ride. I mean, we, Intensity Broadcasting, have been broadcasting iOS broadcasts since like almost a year now, since last September. So it's been crazy to just see the whole league evolve, new drivers leaving, and here we are at the end. So congratulations on getting the final win, Cody. Have a good one.
Thanks, Allie. Take care.
Well, there you have it, folks. This is the final race of the iRacing Oval Series. Again, Intensity Broadcasting has been doing iOS broadcasts since September of last year. And we've seen new drivers come in and dominate. We've seen old drivers leave. We've seen a lot of rivalries, domination. I mean, we've just seen a little bit of everything, and it's very emotional to say goodbye to the iRacing Oval Series. But I think still this group of guys and everybody, they're just gonna. I hope that everybody just still stays together and stays friends throughout the years to come here on iRacing. And I want to thank everyone for tuning in to watch this final iRacing Oval Series broadcast here on Intensity Broadcasting. As always, make sure to like, follow, and subscribe to Intensity Broadcasting on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook, as it would be greatly appreciated. Check us out on Twitter, IntensityBroad1. We are always dropping polls and, commenting, responding to y'all's comments, and just overall, it's a fun time on Twitter, even though there's some controversy sometimes with disagreeing opinions. But anyway, just check us out on Twitter, IntensityBroad1. Then last but not least, if you have Roku TV or Fire TV, download the eRacing TV app 7 nights a week. There is iRacing action on there, including on Sundays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. Intensity Broadcasting's broadcasts are on there for your enjoyment. So, yes, tonight's broadcast, both the LNS Custom Late Model Series and the iOS Truck Series, were on Roku and Fire TV on an app that you can download and get it on your big screen. Yes, so make sure to download it. I'm Atlee Atman-Weese on behalf of the entire Intensity Broadcasting team. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Over and out.